On May 27, 2014, this is Bridge Hands Social Lesson number 14, Day 3, Part 5. Greeting Bridge friends, Michael here at Bridge Hands, and welcome you back to another episode. We're going to take a look at more on promotion play. Now in this segment, we're going to take a look at some hands, 13 through 16, where we may not want to hold back at all. We'll have to check that out. We'll also take a look at when we have a couple honors. Do we want to underplay an honor to do a ducking play? That's a tough one. And then we're going to finish up with a couple hands with some slab bidding where it gets into transportation problems. How do we get to the dummy to promote some of their secondary honors? Okay, inquiring minds must know, so let's go ahead and head for the table and see how we can start doing with some of these hands. The first is going to be hand number 13. And south, as always, is the dealer. And we have a ace jack tight. Do you think it's worth 5 points? Maybe, maybe not, right? Because we can't really do many holdback plays on that. The plot thickens. In hearts, 3 small. In clubs, king, queen, jack tight. Now that's kind of a questionable suit, whether it's really worth 6 points. But so far we have perhaps 6 and perhaps another 6, but those are not great honor combinations, are they? So 12, and then in diamonds, well, there we go. Queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. So that's worth more than 3. So yeah, I think we'll call it a 15-pointer, a balanced hand with a 5-3-3-2 shape. So we'll open 1 no trump. Over by the west hand, it's a 5-4-2-2. Ace, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and in hearts, 2 intermediates. In clubs, 10, 9, 8, 7, and an ace 7 in the diamond suit. No bid. To north, well, we have a 4-4-3-2. In the majors, we have 4 card suits, which is nice. 10 4 times in spades, ace, king, jack 4 times in hearts, ace 3 times in clubs, and 2 small diamonds. So we'll make our Stayman bid 2 clubs, and hopefully our partner's got a 4-card major. Over to the east hand, 4-4-3-2, 4-4 in the red suits, king 4 times in diamonds, queen 10, 9, 8 in hearts, queen dub in spades, and 3 small in clubs. No bid. Okay, we don't have a 4-card major, so we bid 2 diamonds. Pass. Our partner says, doggone. We'll bid 3 no trump. Okay, with 25 points or more in the north-south. The opening lead would be, I guess, a spade suit. We know that over in the north they have at least 1 4-card major. We'll go ahead and play our 4th best. So the 7 of spades comes out. We play a low from the dummy, and a queen is played up in the east seat. Good, 3rd hand high. And in the south hand, well, we've got ace-jack. That problem suit is going to come back to maybe bite us after all. And we can see that we'll remain with the jack and the 10, so we might as well take our ace now, is what the south player feels, and is going to try promoting the diamonds. So the queen of diamonds loses to the king. And good, you held back with the ace there in case your partner does have the king, so that if they do, hopefully they got another spade, which they do when they come back. Great. So we play our jack. We had force 2, and we still have our 10 left. They win with the ace, so we're still going to get 2 spade tricks, aren't we? Another spade comes out. Well, okay, can't do anything there. I guess we're going to hold back once now. Interesting. Didn't turn out to help much since they didn't have one over in east anyway. And they another spade, and we win it with the 10. Okay. So we're going to try to do our diamond things, and hopefully that the top diamond is held by east and can't get back to west through the spade suit. But they can be split with 1 each in honor, I'd say half the time or more, can't they? So we'll see. A low diamond in an effort to promote, and no, they had the ace, so you know what that means. They're going to play that 6 of spades for their 5th trick. Well, it seemed like with the ace-jack versus the opposite, the 10 4 times, would have been acceptable time to maybe not do a holdback place to go up with the ace. But it didn't seem to work out well, so let's take a look and see what went wrong and try again. So remember, the 7 of spades, they play the queen. It just doesn't feel right to put a jack on it, does it? But according to our rule of 7, 4 and 2 is 6. We have to hold back 1 time. if we're going to try disrupting the communications. And so sadly, we'll go ahead and try it. And you can see this is the only winning line of play, isn't it? All right, so they come back with a spade to our ace. And we do our diamond thing. They win with the king, and they cannot come back with a spade. Now, it could have been where they were 4-3. Remember, we've got 6. We've got 4-2 is 6. Or it could have been 5-2. And the 5-2 combination with an honor on that side is the one we were worried about, and it's what they had. So they'll have to try coming back in another suit. Okay, we'll go ahead and play our club. Jack of clubs, win it. Play another diamond. Yes, they win with the ace, but when they try a spade, our 10 is going to be waiting behind their king. We have our 10 doubleton, so they come back in a spade, thinking maybe they can get to the partner's hand. Nope, we win another club. We can play our diamonds now and be pitching those spades. We no longer have to keep our 10 doubleton. And more diamonds, our heart up to the ace. We play our ace of clubs, the king, and then we'll let them have the last one rather than trying that finesse earlier. So we made our 9 tricks safely, and we can see what a difference it can make. Where it felt right on that first trick to go ahead and win the ace, we'll get 2 tricks either way if you consider it and think ahead and see how you want to play it. And so the rule of 7 still is our friend, isn't it? But maybe not always. And we're going to take a look now at another hand where we have a little different line of play here. Okay, first off, the bidding. Once again in South is going to open 1 no trump, a similar hand to what we saw before. It's a 5-3-3-2. This time ace, queen, jack 5 times. In clubs, ace, queen, doubleton, ace 3 times in hearts, and 3 small spades. This time no ace, jack. Okay, so it's opening the 1 no trump. A 4-3-3, king 3 times in diamonds, queen, jack, 10, 9, 4 times, not 5, count them, 4 in spades, and 3-3 in the rounded suits, clubs and hearts, with some kind of intermediate values. A pass. North hand, it's a 4-3-3 through, a fat, flat pancake hand. And we have ace 3 times in spades, 10-9, 3 times in diamonds, king, jack, 10, 4th in clubs, 3 small hearts. So no statement call this time without a 4-card major, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. We're going to bid 2 no trump, inviting with 8 or 9 points. Now some people would say with an 8 and a flat hand, don't even bother doing it, because you should take away 1 point. I would say yes, I agree generally, but with this king, jack, 10, 4 times, even though it's a flat 8, I will go ahead and bid 2 no trump inviting. But if I didn't have that jack 10 working, if I had jack 3 and hearts or something and no 10, I would pass. Okay, at any rate, over to the east hand, it's a 4-4-3-2, 4-4 in the rounded suits. The king, queen, jack 4 times in hearts, 4 small in clubs, 2 small in diamonds, and king 3 times in spades. A pass. To South, well, do we want to accept? 4, 5, 6, 7. One distribution is 8 for diamonds, 12 for the ace of clubs, 14 for the queen of clubs, and, well, wow. Another ace in hearts, 18. Why didn't you open a diamond and rebid 2 no trump? Well, I guess they didn't value this 5-card suit as being worth more than 7. They didn't value it for 8. Okay, some people don't. I can understand that. So, yes, definitely going to take 3 no trump with 18. We've got 18 playing points, more than 17. All right. So the opening lead is going to be a queen of spades from the sequence suits, especially since there was no Stayman bid up by the north. And, well, okay, we have 3 and 3 is 6, and we just say, okay, we're going to hold back 1 time. And they win it with a queen, and they decide that, they've watched these lessons too. So they're going to go ahead and switch to hearts. They take a look in the dummy, they see 3 small. And they've got some intermediates and hearts, and 10 to partners jack. They overtake it, interestingly. And, well, we've got 3-3 there also, so we're going to hold back 1 in that suit. This is the holdback special, isn't it? They continue hearts. We win the ace. Okay, we're going to try to do a finesse on the diamonds, no doubt about that. So I guess we have the top 4 clubs, so we'll do ace of clubs, and we can then overtake the queen with the king. Remember, we had those nice clubs in the north hand. They both follow. And they both play on the 3rd one, so that means the 4th one is out. 4-4 was held by the north and the east hand, and we'll go ahead and play the 10. Nice topper. And we have an 8 of diamonds. It looks like might be an encouraging signal from west is what their pitch card is, and we're pitching a spade. All right, so they in our situation, we tried that 10 of diamonds. Well, it fails. And you can see what's happening. They've got 5 tricks, don't they? And they're going to go ahead and can play a heart suit and continue on frolicking for 2 more tricks, as though losing by 1 isn't bad enough. So, doggone, the diamond finesse was off, and we had a loser in both the spade suits there, where we had several actually with a holdback, and in the heart suit also. So why don't we try this one a little bit different way and see if we can get maybe something working for a little bit better for us here. Did you see some other options? Well, here's the scoop. Yes, we like to hold back 1 time, but if the opponents do a switch into a suit that could be as equally or more devastating, we could have a big problem. So sometimes, occasionally, and we're not always sure, but sometimes we have to at least take a look and evaluate whether or not we should go ahead and win it and try taking our tricks as best we can. If you think that it's not a 5-card suit that's held by Westy, that it's a 4, in other words, it's a 4-4-3-2 suit or a 4-3-3-3, yeah, maybe we ought to just go ahead and go up so they don't switch to another suit. Particularly if we didn't have the ace. Let's say that we had queen 3 times or something like that over there. Maybe it was even a king and they were going to come through us the other way. Then occasionally it's right to just go ahead and win it, especially if we have the dangerous opponent getting on the lead when we have something other than an ace here. So okay, let's try it that way. We win it with the ace, the winning line of play. We go ahead and can do our club thing. I'm not sure. I think I would do my diamonds first of all. But I guess they're probing the suits there. They played twice. They both played 3 times. And so the 4th time through, we capture the last one. This time it's a low heart is what's played. And we try our diamonds. The queen of diamonds. They win it with the king. Yeah, they can go ahead and do their spades. They play high and then unblock coming back. Very nice. And they get that 4 spades, so they did get 4 tricks, but as long as they weren't holding a 5-bagger, we're okay. Now, I suppose the auction might have gone where it was 1, remember it's this, I think, plays for 18 points, so I would say 15 to 17, open 1, no trump. More than that, 18 or 19, open 1 diamond, and then rebid 2 no trump or 3 no trump, depending on how you feel about your hand. So if it was 1 diamond and it was an overcall of 1 spade, then I'd say, well, it might be a 5-bagger there. Probably not a 4. But when they don't overcall, then I would say, yeah, if you don't, I mean, some opponents, they're kind of reticent to bid with their 5-card suit, or maybe they don't really have 8, 9 points or whatever their style is to make an overcall. Those are things to consider. Well, okay, very good. Let's go ahead and try our last 2 hands and see how we do in slam territory. Well, okay, in our last 2 hands, as promised, we're going to take a look at some slams. We could talk a lot, actually, about the bidding on this hand, but I know it's a lesson on promotion, so I will try not to get too in-depth here, but it's worth a couple minutes of discussion. Okay, so the south hand has a 6-3-2-2. Wow, aces and kings in all 4 suits. Isn't that 4 times 7 is 28 points? You don't hardly ever see a hand like this. Now, there'd be not much reason to ask your partner for aces and kings at some point, would they? They wouldn't have any. I guess you'd like some sense. Do they have some queens and jacks or lengths somewhere? But you're pretty sure you want diamonds to be the trump suit, don't you? I guess you would probably open at 2 clubs, an artificial strong bid. In the old Gorin days, you would just open at 2 diamonds and show your suit, wouldn't you? All right. So 2 clubs it is. Over by West, it is a 7-3-2-1, the spade suit, the master suit. Queen Jack 10 running 7 times. Queen 3 times in clubs, 2 small hearts, and a lonely singleton queen. Well, I think I would overcall. The question is would you overcall 2 spades or 3 spades? Well, if you were in first seat, aren't you going to open this 2 spades? Are there some factors there? Yes, that gets into our preamp lesson, and if you want to take a look at our Bridge Hands preamp lessons, they've been very popular. You can see them on YouTube or over on the Bridge Hands site, of course. A lot of in-depth lessons there that are very popular. At any rate, I would say it depends on things such as the seat, the vulnerability, how you feel about your match, how you feel about the opponents. This thing at Bridge Hands, if you want to search for environmental factors, you can read a lot about those 10 different criteria that you might want to consider. So let's say it was neutral vulnerability and you have a fairly high tolerance for pain and you have a forgiving partner and maybe the opponents aren't too often to bid. I think you might go 3 spades. 2 spades or 3 spades with North, you would probably pass in both situations. You do not have a primary honor, no aces, no kings. And so when you have more of a bust hand, and this is closer to a bust hand with just a Queen Jack, a good way to play that is do the opposite of what most people might think. That is, you would pass with a primary honor and no easy bid, and you would double with just a bust hand. It seems opposite, but it allows your partner to say, oh, okay, they made a double, they have a bust hand. Do I want to go ahead and be on my own, or do I want to leave the double in and at least get a penalty? Because if you play it the other way, as though a double shows values, then they're off the hook. And if it's a pass, no values, then when you make a double on the other hand, your partner feels forced to bid with the strong hand. So anyway, that's the thinking behind that. The other way, I suppose, if this was the opener, I think a lot of people would bid 3 spades with a 7-3-1-0. However, that gets into the rule 2, 3, and 4. Do you remember that one? If you have adverse vulnerability, vulnerable versus not, then you should bid within only 2 tricks of what you can make. And if you look at this hand, we have our 7-bagger there, which gives us 5 tricks and nothing else. Yes, it is a semi-self-sustained suit, but don't count Queen third for a losing trick count. You don't have anything there. Queen 10, you get a half, okay? But Queen third by itself, side suit, sorry, you don't get anything. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losers is only 5. So the rule of 2, 3, 4 would say adverse, you only get to bid to the 2 level. And even then, that may kind of be pushing it. Okay, at any rate, let's say that somehow or another we end up in 6 diamonds. South is, there's not a lot of information I can ask. It's either going to be 6 no trump or 6 diamonds, and I choose diamonds. The question is, so what are we going to do in this club suit, isn't it? Assuming we have some kind of a fit with partner. All right, 6 diamonds it is, and we're interested actually in, of course, the promotion play. So the opening lead is that Queen of Spades. We win it with the ace, I suppose, false card. Now, we suspect that since we have a singleton and a doubleton, that there's a couple going to be held by the east hand, or else they would have maybe jumped to 4 spades or something like that. All right, we need to have some type of a plan for the play. And we're not going to play this 2 times since we had so much discussion on the bidding. So, and East did show low from Tripleton. That was fine. Play odd from odd count. So odd number, you play low high, even number, high low. All right, we win with the ace. And we would love to get to that Queen of Hearts, wouldn't it, and throw a club away. But how are we going to get to the dummy? Can't get there in the heart suit. Can't get there in the spade suit. Can't get there in the club suit. Can't get there in the diamond suit. Do you see where the entry is? Yes, sometimes you got to rough a winner. So here we go. Okay, so how many diamonds do we have? We've got 6 and 3 is 9, don't we? So we're hoping they're 2-2. Let's see what happens. Um, they both play once. We play again. No, they were 3-1. So they're going to score a trick on that diamond, aren't they? They've got that outstanding jack left. So we're going to have to come up with another line of play. And that would be is that we go ahead and play ace of clubs, a king of clubs, and how about if we get to the dummy in another way? We'll play an ace of hearts, a king of hearts, and now we're going to go ahead and play a spade winner, but we're going to rough in. How about that? So we got to the dummy, and hopefully, since we didn't have a lot of hearts between our two hands, we'll go ahead and play a queen or a jack, and we're going to pitch that club. And now we can play a winning heart, but we've got to rough it. That's fine. Eventually, they take their jack of diamonds, and we get our 12 tricks. So the point of the lesson is interesting on the bidding side of it, but aside from that, is sometimes we have no way into the dummy, and we have to look for some odd play. And you can see that even though we've got the ace-king winner in spades, why not rough one of our winners and get to the dummy, since remember the suit was, how did dummy hold in the diamonds? They had 3, we had 6. So the diamonds were a 6-3-3-1. Didn't have the 3 where we could fall that last one. So because they had the trick, only way we could get rid of our loser, since we lost 1 diamond, was to pitch that club on something to dummy, and that would be that queen of hearts. So that was a very unusual line of play that we don't normally think about as roughing our winners. But, you know, as we talked about, in desperate times, we use desperate measures, and it's going to get even worse here. So, once again, we're going to be in 6 diamonds. This time we don't have a 7-bagger in spades. It's king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, but it's a 6-3-3-1. And our dummy this time has much nicer values. I see a 4-3-3, ace of spades, queen, jack, 10 in both of the hearts and the clubs, the rounded suits. 4 diamonds for that flat hand. And we'll once again play in 6 diamonds. We won't worry too much about the auction. But the opening lead is a top spade. We win it with the ace of spades. Not going to do a holdback this time. Thank you very much. And we're going to go ahead and start playing some diamonds. We play our king of diamonds. And rather than to play that second diamond, we see that we have a problem on how to get to the dummy. And we're going to have to find a way to do it. Let's go back and take a look at that again. So, we need 12 tricks. And we can get definitely all of the diamond tricks. We have 2 spade losers. We have no heart losers and no club losers. But what are we going to do about those 2 spade losers? We got to get them down to 1. We got to make 12 tricks. Well, we got to get to these dummy queens in the minor suits, at least one of them. So how are we going to do that? There is no way for us to do that. I use the emphasis of the word us. Maybe the opponents can help us. And this is going to be a throw-in play. They're going to help us get to the dummy. Here we go. Okay, so that king of spades is played. We win it with the ace. We play a diamond to our king. We can play the 2 clubs to unblock that suit. We can play the 2 hearts to unblock that suit. And now we can go ahead, I suppose, at some point and let them in. And now is a good time to let them in. Don't let them in before you've unblocked your suits. Please, thank you very much. So, okay, they've won with the queen, and they don't have any spades left. All they've got is the rounded suits for them to play, and we are waiting with them very nicely. So they play a heart, goes up to our queen. We pitch the spade, the other queen, we pitch the other, and very nice. We've made our 12 tricks. So it's a little bit of shenanigans and skullduggery, it feels like, from the opponent's suit. But let's say that the auction was silent. We might not make this. But if there was, say, open 2 spades, let's say that West opened 2 spades, we would say, okay, 6-bagger. So it's a 6-3-3-1. So that means over in the East hand, they only have a singleton, so they can't come back in a spade. So we see where they have you know, the two diamonds, no spades left, no diamonds left, ergo the minors, the clubs, and the hearts are left. So the careful line of play was important here, and so that was a winning the ace of spades, no holdbacks there. We then play our diamond up to the king. Now if you play the ace of diamonds, you're not going to be able to end play Old Eastie, are you? So you've got to now go ahead and start playing these minor suits, the two top clubs, the two top hearts, and go ahead and play the last heart. And a low diamond, not the ace of diamonds, would be a loser player, right? The low diamond, throw them in, and because it was a two spade bidder over here by the west hand, if we went through the auction, there's no more spades left. That was at 6-3-3-1. So it's important to listen to the auction and think about the line of play. And sometimes when you have no entry to promote, let the opponents be your friend. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's one other thing I did want to discuss. And let's say that rather than a queen 10 over by the east hand, let's say that they had something like queen small. All right, so that opening lead, you recall, was the king of spades. We went it with the ace. And this time, rather than to play one top diamond, we'll go ahead and assume that we're not going to get a quick ruff by west, which is kind of taking a chance. But just to illustration, we'll go ahead and play our top clubs and then our two top hearts. And they didn't have a singleton, thank goodness. We wouldn't normally make that line of play. But just to illustrate where we go next is when we play that ace of diamonds, you would think you would want to play a low diamond here, don't you? Well, maybe, maybe not. If you think you might be thrown in, you know, you see that they've got 4 in one hand and you feel like it's 5 or 6 in the other hand, you've got a doubleton, it's not going to matter. If your partner's got the king next, it's still not going to matter, is it? There'd be no reason to keep that queen that feels good to hold back, but if you unblock with the queen, the winning line of play, South can no longer throw you in. They can play the 9, the 10, the 8, the 7, but your 6 is just a little bit lower, right? And there's the 6, 5, 4, 3 in the other hand there. So you just go ahead and in that case, you would want to unblock yourself as a defender because you didn't want to get thrown in, seeing what's happening by the declarer's line of play, right, where they play the aces and the kings, and you see those queens sitting there, and you can see what's going to happen to you. You can't get back in spades. So just something to think about. Sometimes you don't want the opponent to throw you in, and that means you have to throw a high card that wouldn't be a winner anyway, right? If your partner's got king doubleton, your queen's just going to crash with it anyway. Well, bridge fans, congratulations. You've completed part 5. So I think we've covered 16 hands. Oh, and then hand 0 and double 0 hands. So 18 hands so far with 37. I guess that leaves us 21 to go. So let's go ahead and take a break from here. Hopefully you've been enjoying the popcorn and a little bit of the beverages. I think I'm ready for one myself here. And so in the next couple of days, we're going to go ahead and continue on with social lesson number 15 coming up, right? We're going to be into day 4. So I hope you're enjoying this. We've got a lot more exciting hands to go through. And in this segment here, we saw some things about sometimes it's not right to hold back at all. If you worry about the opponents, that they might switch over to another suit, knowing that you're using the rule of 7. They might try to thwart that. So sometimes we have to do that. We also saw that nasty situation. I've never been too fond of ace-jack tights myself. And when we had the situation where we could have overtaken the 10 with the jack or overtake the queen with the ace, leaving the other 2 low honors, is that sometimes we still have to go ahead and use a hold back play. The last 2 hands we saw where there was some unblocking in slam contracts, that one where we had to ruff one of our winners, a king of spades. Seems strange, but if you take a look at that, give it some time to think about. You don't have to rush through your line of play. And on that last one, it was really tricky, wasn't it? That is where we had to get to the partner's hand, the dummy, by end playing, or if you will, throwing them in the lead. And sometimes, if you're playing with a smart opponent, like hopefully yourself now, you will see this coming and you might say, I have got no reason to go ahead and not unblock my honor, because it's not going to get a trick anyway. Don't let them throw me in. Well, okay, well, that does it for today. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great time with the show as much as I did going through these. So thanks for coming by, and I look forward to seeing you over on social lesson number 15, day number 4, coming soon to a Bridge Hands Theater near you. Bye for now.